This is a quick tutorial to show you how to use the badges feature in the Photo Laser Plus software to lay out multiples of your tag. So the first thing you need to know is you need to know what the size of your individual tag is. So in this case our tag is 2.5 by 3/4 of an inch, so that's 750. So what we want to do at that point is we want to go ahead and say OK, and then this lays out our tag piece. Now in this case we have a picture of it, so I just imported the JPEG in there just to kind of give you an idea of what that tag is going to look like. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here and we need to lay in our first piece of text. Okay, so what does that need to be? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our Excel sheet, and this is indicating that these tags are 05-PMP-001, and so it starts at 001 and it goes all the way to 60, meaning that we need to make 60 of these particular tags. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by creating a template of 1, and then after we have the 1 we're going to tell the software to multiply that out. Okay, so how we're going to do this? So we're going to create one tag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to my text, and I'm going to use my first text, my text compose, and I know that I have this circle here. Now in this case this isn't representative of the actual size, so I'm kind of going to make a guess here, and I'm going to say I'm going to start and hold down my left button, and I'm going to release there. And what that's going to do is that's going to make a text box. Now I'm not worried about centering it vertically yet. What I want to do is I want to put in my first piece of text, and that is 05. Let's go back in here and click on it. 05. And it did it in clear. Hold on a second. Let's make it black. There we go. 05 dash, and we're going to use our caps, PMP dash 001. Okay, so now notice that it keeps it within this particular space. Looks like we have some other things there. There you go. So now our text size right now is 1/4 inch. So if you want to make that smaller or bigger, all you're going to do is you're going to highlight the text and you're going to go up or down. Or if you have a numeric value, you can put that in. So if you want the text 180 thousandths, you can make it 180 thousandths. So in our case, we're going to make it 250, and then we're going to leave this space over here. Now, again, what you're going to have to determine is what the physical distance from here to here is, and then make sure that the left edge of this does not protrude into that circle. So how do I know that? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to take this tag, and you're going to take a ruler or a caliper, and you're going to measure the distance from the left edge to the right edge of this circle. And then if you look at these 9 boxes that are on here, these relate to these 9 boxes of text. Okay, so if I know that this left edge of this, or the right edge of the circle, is a 1/2 inch, if I make this 0.5, then it moves, and I know that I'm going to be just up against the left edge of that circle. So we probably want a little bit more in there. So let's make it 0.550. And so now you should have enough room for where that circle is located. So now what we want to do is we want to center this vertically within our workspace. So all we're going to do is we're going to highlight on it by clicking on it. We're going to go to Layout. We're going to go to Arrange and Distribute, and then we're going to go to Alignment, and then this brings up my tools. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to do that vertical center. So now we have it centered within that space. So now what we have is we have a template of this. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to go ahead and save this as a template. So we're going to say Save As, and we're going to go to our desktop, and I have a folder here somewhere. There it is, Equipment Tags. So then we're going to save this as a 2.5 by 0.750 equipment tag. And then we're going to say this is a single. We're going to save that. So now we have it saved. Up here it says that there's your name of your file. So now what we want to do is we want to highlight our text, and we want to go to Layout, and we go to Badges. And then this brings up my serialization wizard. So what we want to do is we want to say we want to use the plate, meaning it's going to take that 2.5 by 3/4 into account. And then what size is your machine? So our machine is 12 by 24. So this is telling me that a 12 by 24 inch machine, putting them just next to each other, I can do 144 tags on that plate on that machine at any one time. I only want to do 60. Okay, so we have the number at 60, and as you go up or down, you'll see down here where it actually is changing that. So we want to do 60 of those tags. Now we don't want to do 60 that all say 001. We want to make those sequential. So we highlight this piece, and then we say OK. When I say OK, what's going to happen is it's going to bring me into a serialization or text substitution field. What you want to do is you want to highlight this. Notice that everything becomes highlighted, and we will say we want to serialize these. Now what we want to do is we want to highlight the 001, and we want to set that as our base. So now it's saying, okay, we're going to do numbers, and my base is going to be 001, and we told it I want to be 60, do 60 of them. So now it's going to say 001, 002, 003. So when we say okay now, you need to make your increment, 001, an increment of 1. If you want to do more than one tag of each serial number, then you say repeat 2, 3, 4 times. In this case, we want to repeat once, so we want an increment of 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we only want one tag made. So now we're going to say OK, and we're going to see here you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 60. So now when I say OK, it's going to populate those tags out. So there's my 60 tags. So if I take all of these, here's my home position, and I just lay them out next to each other, you can say I go from 001 to 60. So let's go back through that process, and I'll show you one more time. First thing you want to do is you want to set up your individual single tag, and then once you have the template laid out, you want to say save. So you want to save that as that. Now what you want to do is you want to go to layout, and you want to go to badges, and then you want to say that your machine is 12 by 24. You want to use the plate, so it's taking that 2.5 by 3/4 into account. How many tags do you want to make? We want to make 60, and then you want to tell it that you want to serialize them. So what you're going to do at that point is you're going to highlight this number, and you're going to say OK, and it's going to bring you into your substitution field. You're going to highlight this piece so it all turns blue. Then you're going to say you want to serialize that. You want to highlight your 001 and set that as your base. So it's indicated that 001 is your base. You want an increment of 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to say OK. Then you're going to get 1 through 60 laid out. And then you say OK one more time, and then it's going to populate your piece. Now, in order to run these tags, you need to put them on the table of the machine, and then you need to determine what the settings are for this particular material. So you're going to look at the epilogue book, and the book's going to tell you if they're aluminum or they're stainless or they're plastic, whatever the material is. It's going to tell you what the settings are for that particular piece.